Oh man, y'all have heard me say many times. I'm not trying to keep a secret on those guys. They're ready. I mean, they're really, really talented players and very coachable. Just love to prepare. Just high character guys, and as is Spector. Spector didn't have. I think we just missed him. Might have scored on that one, and we just a little off on that one. But he's going to be an outstanding player. So all three of those guys are just what we hoped they would be. But Frank and Joseph are pretty elite, as far as just where their starting point is. They got a ways to go, but their starting point, it's pretty impressive what I've seen from them this spring.
How good was to see Sheridan Jones bounce back and after giving out the big play and come back and get the interception?
Yeah, it was great. Sheridan's feisty. He's one of those kids that is just incredibly focused, whether it be academically, strength and conditioning, nutrition, learning the playbook. He's a very focused young man, and he's going to be a great player. He's got to have a big summer in the weight room, but he plays big. Plays a lot bigger than he is. He's got great size and he can run. Y'all saw him run. He went and ran and got it down. He's fast, but really proud of him. He did a good job kind of playing off and giving an off look, but he was really playing a hard corner and didn't have our eyes on the right things there on the safety. But it was good to see him make that play. I thought he made 2 or 3 good plays today. He made a good competitive play on T one time as well.
Looking at the spring in total, do you think you checked enough boxes? Are there still areas that you can see right now that you want to work on heading into fall?
Oh my gosh, yeah, we got a lot to do over these next 4.5 months, and a lot of it's going to have to be, player driven. It's because some of it's just going to come. We're going to give them the information, and some of them are going to have to take ownership of what they've got to do, and that's our job. We got to kind of be very truthful and honest of where these guys are, give them the information and the plan to go execute, to transform, as we say, and come back a better version of themselves in August. So we got a lot to do. We're a long way away from being a game-ready team. But when you split the team like that, to see good competition and good plays on both sides, you think about putting it together. I think when you have strength in numbers, I think we've got a chance. We've got everything we need to be a successful team. But still a lot of work to do.
When you balance the fact of you don't want to get guys hurt in a spring game, why was it important to play so many key guys as much as you did? I mean, Trevor played a lot of snaps out there for it being a spring game and him being as established as he was, and some other guys too.
I mean, quarterbacks ain't getting hit. Ain't nobody hitting those guys, so I mean, they could have played every snap. I just don't worry about stuff like that. I don't coach with fear or plan with fear. I don't live my life that way. You get 3 full times to go play, and we go play. I don't know how else to get a team ready to play football if you don't ever play football. Because you best believe when you show up on Saturdays, it's real football. So if you don't put your guys in those situations, I don't think you're doing your team a service. Yeah, somebody can get hurt. That's just the way it is. God never says oops. That's what I always say. Things happen, but you can't coach scared, you can't play scared. That's my personal belief. And we're smart, and you have to pick your spots. But when you get those opportunities, you've got to train your team. And this is a game that you can't train without going live, from time to time. And so I think it's a good setup the way spring practices are with shorts and shells and thud and all that stuff mixed in. But those 3 days where you can play some football, you better take advantage of it, because that's how you really find out where you are and what you've got to do to get better.
Coach, take away from the spring about your defensive line, all the new guys up there that step up.
Much improved from where we were day one. Literally, when the first day I looked at the depth chart, I'm like, we can't run that guy out there first. He just got here last week. Surely we have somebody on this team that can run out there first. But that's where we are. It was a little ugly early, but I thought we finished well. If you really watched today, I thought they held their own. It wasn't sloppy, and it wasn't. The guys have improved. I'm really pleased. It's really Todd. Todd's got a huge job. Lemansky's got a little bit more. Xavier's played. He's a freaky athlete guy. Justin Foster had a great year last year. Kind of an under radar guy, but had a really good year for us backing up Clee and Austin. He's a junior. Logan Rudolph is going to be a redshirt sophomore, so he's been around and he showed up today. KJ got to play 4 games last year and got some good experience. So Maskey's got a little bit more veterans to work with, but you saw Maskell, you saw KJ. All those guys, I think, have done a nice job. We're just developing identity and leadership at that spot. But D tackle, you're just dealing with guys that haven't played. So I'm really encouraged by Tyler and Rook and E.T. and Darnell Jeffries and Xavier. All those guys, I think, got better, and we got a lot of work to do. Each one of them are in different places, but I'm very encouraged by what took place this spring.
Coach Salwicki had three field goals for Salwicki, 2 of them for 43.
How about that? He hadn't practiced in a week and a half.
And you also had both Swanson and Spires had pretty good
They
days.
did.
You had some interesting battles at punter and kicker in August.
Yeah, it's been a good spring. And Salwicki hadn't Saw Dog. We call him Saw Dog. He hadn't practiced in a week and a half. He had some little back thing, but kind of neat to go see him go out there and be accurate. I hate Potter didn't get any opportunities to kick field goals. Kicked off well, and then
Potter had the one at the end of the first half.
Yeah, that's right. He had the one. Yeah, that's right. He did have the one, but didn't get any long ones or anything like that. But and then punter, it's nice to know that we got another guy that can really be an outstanding player. So we signed him, and Spires has had a great spring. Some of y'all been out and maybe seen some practice from time to time. He's had his best spring. Had a good day today. I think he might have missed one early, and then Aiden, you can see his natural ability. He'll bomb a couple, and then he'll shank 2 or 3. So just the consistency that we got to have. But I don't have any doubt both those guys are going to get better, and we're going to have great competition there and a little more depth than what we've had.
Dabo, did you get a good report back on Amari's surgery?
Yes, everything went great. They actually did it yesterday, and he texted me and was very encouraged. His eyes are forward. He's focused on attacking rehab and getting back as soon as possible.
Coach, we saw Travis on a kickoff return there. Is that something that we might see in August?
Yeah, well, he was our kickoff return guy his freshman year, but he split the team up. You got so many guys, but yeah, we'll put him anywhere. I'm not opposed to that. Y'all remember with Spiller, I put him everywhere. He was kick return, pump return, receiver, running back. We played him everywhere. So I'm not opposed to that at all. But I'm excited about DK and what he's going to be able to bring to the table. And I thought he handled the ball well at punt return today. He and Will both did a good job handling the ball. DK had one close. I thought he made a bad decision, but he's going to be an electric guy for us.
Do you think Tyler has sort of risen to the challenge of having Kendrick over there, getting the prominent reps?
He's made improvement. He missed some practice with the injury. He was out a little while, but once he got back, I like his demeanor. That's the biggest thing. It just seems to me like he's getting serious about it. I thought he made a couple of nice plays today. I know he got knocked down on the one, but I thought he made some good plays, some good competitive plays, some physical plays where he won at the line and was able to widen the receiver to the sideline and kind of create another defender, a 2-on-1. But I'm encouraged. He's just got to have a big summer.
Is Anthony Williams just banged up?
Yeah, he was banged up. We thought he might be able to go with his hamstring, but he's had a great spring. Anthony is a guy that I got a big thumbs up by his name right now, and he's going to be a sophomore. But I just his first year and last year, I just don't think the maturity was there, and I don't think the seriousness that he needs to be great, the best version of him. I just don't think it was quite there, and maybe some of that comes from he's just kind of down the line at the time. But he has really had a good spring, and has showed toughness. He's improved with his technique and his fundamentals. He's tackled well, so the arrow's up by him right now, and I'm hoping that will continue and he'll have a great summer. But he just seems to me to have the mindset. I haven't seen that in him. This is the first time I've really seen the mindset that you have to have with the skill set to be a good player.
Was Sheridan getting to trot out there first, I think, was that just a product of some injuries this spring, like with Mario?
Yeah, Mario missed a lot, but then also just Sheridan taking advantage of his opportunities, for sure. Wasn't sure if Mario was going to be able to go because his toe has been bad, but Danny said he was going to be able to play. But Sheridan's just taking advantage of his opportunities as well.
With DeAndre, will he be fine for summer?
Oh yeah. He's going to be all right. He got hit in the knee with a helmet and just had a little sprain there, but nothing that's long term.
DK was matched up a lot on Justin. He didn't seem to hold his own. What do you think of the job he did?
He's had an awesome spring. I mean, we didn't go into spring to even put him over there. It just I'm watching practice and we got all these guys hurt, and I just said, "Hey, DK, get over there." And I had Brewer. Just, he didn't know their term. He hadn't been in any defensive meetings, and I just said, "Brewer, tell him." He doesn't know the term. I just tell him it's cover 1, it's cover 2, it's quarter, half, it's cover 4. He understands ball, and it was just fish to water. I mean, it was just natural, and so we flipped him some, and I really think he's a guy that will play both as he goes through his career, regardless of what ends up being his home. But right now, he's our best corner, and outside of AJ, and has earned it. So he's took advantage of the opportunity. We got a little more depth at receiver and some flexibility to be able to move some guys. So right now, that's where he is, and he loves it. He's having the ball.
You mentioned Michael falling, getting pushed by Ladson. How good is Frank with his hands on getting off a jam?
He's improved a lot just in the spring. Early on, he and Joseph not very good with their hands because they've never had to play with their hands. Those are guys that the guys that we get at this stage in our program. We don't get many guys walk up and just play tight press coverage on them. We don't. Most of the guys that we get, they're playing cover 2. Somebody's over the top. They're not having to really live with release technique and having to play with their hands, eyes, and feet all working together. And so it's usually that's usually the hardest thing for all those guys when they first get here, because if you can't play with your hands, you're in trouble because they're going against guys just like them. And you ain't getting off. I don't care how good your feet are, how strong you are, how fast you are. If you can't win with your hands and coordinate that with your eyes and feet, you're in trouble. And so that usually takes a little time, and they've made great progress there. So skills and drills this summer will be big for those guys. But they had great springs. I mean, they made plays on everybody. So it's going to be really fun to watch them continue to develop.
Coach Tyson made a couple good throws in the second half. Without looking at the film, what were your impressions of him?
Just what I hoped I would see. Not overwhelmed, smooth operator, total command of what we're asking him to do. I'm sitting back there and I'm watching, and he made the right decisions. He's incredibly athletic, accurate. The ball comes out, and he's a smart decision maker. I'm really encouraged by him. It's a great luxury for us to have a guy like that, and then to have Chase and Trevor as a model, because they really truly have complete ownership of what we're doing. So it's been really good. That's helped him really speed up the improvement process this spring. Tyson is he's got a lot of ability.
Speaking of Chase and Trevor, just what kind of luxury is it to have 2 guys that you're able to go out there?
Oh, it's unbelievable. If you go back to this time last year, we were very unproven. We had Kelly was the only guy that really had played. Everybody else was kind of just trying to get the mix. So to know you got 2 guys not only that can play, but can perform at a championship level, and are also great leaders and have total respect of the team. That's a great situation to be in, and it's exciting. So, it kind of frees you up a little bit as a coach to know that you got a little bit of depth there with experience. It's one thing to have talented depth. It's another thing when you got talented, experienced depth. So, we got those 2, but hey, we'll take it, and hopefully we can bring Ben and Tyson along a little bit more this summer.
Cornell in this line,
He did good. I thought he had a good day, and Cornell plays everywhere. He and Overton are 2 guys that were kind of cross-training them in some spots, but it was good to see Cornell make some plays. Thought he had a good day.
Did you get a good view of Justin's one-handed grab when he was
fighting
off?
Oh yeah. It's unbelievable. He's gifted. And he came right back. He had an easy catch, easy drop, and then he comes right back and makes a play like that. I mean, he's something. He's one of the best I've ever been around.
You talk about your phrase, the best is yet to come. What are your thoughts about how Clemson's recruiting net has just stretched nationwide since becoming head coach 10 years ago?
Yeah, I do believe the best is yet to come. I always believe that. That's I just think that that's why God put our eyes in front of our head, and not in the back. So that's just what I think and believe. And as far as our recruiting, it's kind of neat. We signed kids from 14 states, and we just want to get the right guys. We want to get the best players, but the guys that fit our program, fit our culture, and want to be coached, want to be held accountable, want and value in education. Those are the guys that we're looking for, and it's really neat to see a guy like Joseph Ngata and Pumachan from Connecticut to California that are really good students that are coming to Clemson because they see the value in this program. That's awesome for me to see that.
Do you have any update on the deal? It was kind of where you guys?
Oh no, I don't know anything about all that. That's Dan's. They're all on that. I don't have a clue.
How do you feel about the tight end position with Braden or without?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously Braden is a very, very talented guy and has had a good spring. And I think he brings a real dynamic ability to that position that's unique. And JC's I've been pleased with JC. He's had a good spring. Within his role, he just is much more mature. He's the oldest guy. All of a sudden, he goes from kind of blending in to now he's got to run out there first, and they're just a little different demeanor to him. So I've been pleased with him. And then Jalen's just got a lot going on. He's going to be a good player. He's just got the game is fast for him. But eventually, at some point, it's going to slow down. And he just needs a lot of reps this summer. Needs to catch the ball and things like that. And he'll be fine. But I love the guys that we have. We're going to get Davis Allen in as well, and go from there.
Would JC probably be the top right now?
JC? Oh yeah.
The mic drop, was that spontaneous?
What's that?
The mic drop, was that spontaneous?
Yeah, it's totally spontaneous. Yeah.
What was it like having those Christian, Leland, all those guys?
It was fun. It was fun. It was a drop the mic moment, and no doubt to have that group. It's kind of cool to see them, and they're all young, grown men now, but all still kids. And see those rings, and just because they represent something, it's something that they'll always cherish as far as what they worked for, and so it's really neat to see them so happy and to be able to celebrate and have the team up there with them and to do it in front of our fans. It was a cool moment. Hope we get a chance to do that a few more times somewhere along the way.
You sort of alluded to the Alabama being the best team ever that everybody's talking about all year. We're talking.
I didn't allude to anything.
Well, okay.
I just said there was a lot of talk all year about best ever, and Clemson was never in that conversation. You alluded to that. I didn't allude to it.
That's true. That's fair.
I'm a vet, man. I'm not some rookie. Come on.
I know. Well, get Streeter out here or something. Does the idea of maybe getting 2 in a row? I mean, that's something Alabama's done that you guys haven't done yet. Does that?
You know what? That is not even in our conversation. And I mean that. We never talk about winning a national championship. It never comes up in our conversation. It just doesn't. I mean, I just want us to be the best version of this team, and that's how I evaluate every team. I mean, that 2014 team's still one of my favorite teams ever. They didn't win a national championship, but golly, they were so committed. They were a fun group to coach. That defense was #1 in the country. And, I don't think any less of them than the team we had last year. Just different dynamics. You had some injuries, you had different things. So I just evaluate them on their commitment, their focus, the genuine selflessness of the team, and accountability, those things. That's what matters to me. And then our goals. Our goals are what they are. They don't change. There's nothing up there that says win the national championship. Because sometimes those are things you don't control. I mean, we can go undefeated and maybe they don't vote us in a playoff or something. Does that mean we had a bad season? No. So I don't ever even go into it that way. Our players, they dream big and all that, and that's great. Last year's team, they were and they had big goals, but it's my job to create a daily focus, and I make sure that our commitment, our daily commitment, is greater than any goal we have. That's really what I look for, and if I see that daily commitment, then I can live with whatever result we get. So every team has its own challenges and journey, but not everybody's going to win a national championship. And but hey, You know, we've got great dreams and aspirations for this team. It starts with just winning the opener. That's what it starts with, having a great summer and go win the opener.
Is